Hey everybody, can't get enough of this nice sunshine. We're having some great weather this week, but as always, we've got to get into the kitchen. So enough hanging out here being lazy. Get up off your couch, get off your patio chair, and fuck it, let's cook. Oh, check out the cool new logo. All right, y'all, extra excited about this one today. This is one of my all-time favorite things to make and eat. We're making a vegetable dish today, but don't worry, it is not healthy. So we're gonna roast some Brussels sprouts. I'm doing a big batch. I'm doing a 2-pound batch. This is easy enough. Cut it in half and it makes a 1-pound batch. So first thing we want to do is I've got them all split in half. You definitely want to split them in half because if you leave them whole, you just got this outside. It's not going to soak up much of the good juices and stuff. But on the inside, there's all these little layers and levels in there that are going to take all the goodness and get it down in there. This is going to be really simple. We got, I do 2 strips of bacon per pound. So today I've got 4 strips of bacon cut up nice and small. And I do half a cup of onion per pound. So I've got 1 cup because I'm doing 2 pounds. 1 tablespoon of brown sugar per pound. 2 tablespoons, we're doing 2 pounds. 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika. Go get yourself some good smoked paprika if you haven't yet. I know you've heard me talk about it on and on and on in these videos. It's a great cooking ingredient. So I use 1 per pound. We're using 2 because we're doing 2 pounds. 2 tablespoons of good deli mustard. I've got a whole grain from Beaver here out of Portland, Oregon. So I'm going to do 4. 2 tablespoons per pound, 2 pounds, 4 tablespoons. So let's get this sauteed up on the stove with the onions. Then we're going to make our sauce, toss our Brussels sprouts, bake it in the oven, finish it with some blue cheese on top. Fantastic. Let's get going, guys. Okay, y'all, we've got our cast iron pan on medium heat. It's been warming up for a few minutes. So I don't want a super hot pan to start this in because I want to render a lot of fat from this bacon. So I want to get the fat juice out of it. So bacon's just going to go in to a warm, not hot, not cold pan, just warm pan. Little tiny bit of sizzle. And we're just going to cook that down until it's rendered out nice and slow. It's going to take a little bit, so stir, be patient, let all the oil come out. I'll give you a peek of this when it's ready. Okay guys, it's been 5 minutes. The bacon's looking good. I'm going to bring you over here and give you a look at it. All right, there's our bacon. You can see we haven't gotten super crispy with it, but we've got some color on it. We've got about as much of the fat out of it as we can get. And we've been on medium heat the whole time with it. So next step, we're gonna get our onions in there and they're gonna cook down a little bit. And we'll come back and look at that when those are ready. All right, we've been there 2 minutes with the onions in the pan. They're looking good. We're not looking for fully cooked through. Just the start to get some color on those because they're going to roast with the Brussels sprouts when we go in the oven. Let me show you what they look like. All right, there's where we are with our onions right now. You can see a few are starting to get a little caramel on them, just starting to go a little translucent. That's about good. At this point, we've turned off the heat and we're going to start building our sauce in here to go over the top of the Brussels sprouts. Okay, so onions, bacon, all that bacon fat. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the sugar in there. Again, 1 tablespoon per pound. I'm doing 2 pounds, so 2 tablespoons. And we're just going to mix that in. Get it kind of incorporated with the bacon fat. And again, off the heat now because we don't want this sauce to burn up there on us. Okay. Mustard. Ooh, hey, there you are. Mustard. 2 tablespoons per pound. We're doing 2 pounds. So we're going 4 tablespoons. There's 1, there's our 4. Again, mix that in. It's going to start to react with the fat a little bit. You're going to get some weird little, like, lumpy, frumpy sides and edges. That's okay. And it'll mix down all that sugar liquid and everything with the fat. Oh, man, we're looking good right now. Okay. Once the mustard's in there, smoked paprika. Get smoked paprika, guys. It's really good. Okay, I'm going to do 1 tablespoon per pound. There's 1 pound. And there's the 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts we're doing. Okay? Salt, always a little salt, just a little bit. We're gonna top this with blue cheese later, so we don't need a bunch of salt. Maybe a teaspoon here. Okay. And you guys know how much I like cracked black pepper. Call it the cracked black pepper dance. That's good. All right. Once that's in there, get it all mixed up, and I'll bring you over here in a second and show you what we're working with here. Oh, as soon as that smoked paprika hit there, man alive, that is good. Okay. All right, let's come back over and take a look at that. Okay, there's kind of our, you know what, we're just gonna call that barbecue sauce. We'll call it bacon fat mustard barbecue sauce for our lovely, oh man, look at that. Okay, next step, we're just gonna toss these up real good and then throw them in the oven. We've got the oven preheated to 350 degrees, magic number. Okay, I'm gonna take my sprouts, and since I've got a really big bowl of these, I'm gonna pull some of this sauce to the side. I'm gonna put about half my sprouts down in there. I'm gonna take a big scoop of it, another small scoop, into the bowl. Those are gonna get tossed up in the bowl. These other ones, I'm just gonna drag around the pan here and make sure they get really nice and coated. Oh, man. Oh, guys, one of my absolute favorites. Holy moly, y'all. This is amazing. Oh, Brussels sprout down. Make sure we don't have any big stuck on lumps of sauce at the bottom. They're all up kind of coating the top of those guys. Holy mackerel. Let's take a look at that. All right, there's what we're looking at. Nice and tossed, coated, good coverage. Sweet. We're going into a 350 degree oven. We're gonna stir them about every 15 minutes till they're done. We wanna make sure they get evenly roasted. I'm just gonna continue to cook mine in this cast iron pan. If you don't have a cast iron or an oven safe pan, throw them in a casserole dish. It's cool, whatever you got, into the oven with them. I'm not gonna grab a hold of that, that's still hot. Right in there, bottom rack, 350 degrees. We'll stir them a couple times and show you what we're starting to look like. Okay, y'all, it's been 45 minutes, so we stirred them at the 15-minute mark, stirred them at the 30-minute mark. They should be good. Oh yeah. So we'll give them this last stir here at the 45-minute mark. I'm gonna switch the oven over to broil. So we get a nice high temp on the top. We get some nice blue cheese crumbles here. We're gonna take those and go over the top of this. Let me show you how it looks first before we put the blue cheese crumbles on. Okay, you can see we've got some nice toasting going on there. Man, don't those look good. All right, we're gonna top that with blue cheese and then throw it back under the broiler to get nice and bubbly on top. All right, let's get that blue cheese on there. I do 2 ounces of blue cheese per pound of Brussels sprouts. So again, we got 2 pounds of Brussels sprouts, so 4 ounces of blue cheese. Now, if you don't like blue cheese, I don't know, grow up a bit, like blue cheese, it's really good. Use something else. Cheddar or something's gonna be a little too milky, maybe too mild. Maybe a little Asiago Parmesan would be really good on top of here. Or, if you don't like cheese, just leave the cheese off. But I'm just gonna kind of get these crumbles over the top of this guy. Oh, that looks good, good, good. And once that broiler comes up temp, we're gonna throw it in under the broiler and get it nice and bubbly. So hang on 1 minute. Okay, we've had about 2 minutes under the broiler. Let's get after it. Oh, oh, so good. That's like cheers to myself. Yeah, I'm still finishing that bottle of wine from yesterday. So what? Oh, let me show you what we finished up with here. Oh, there we go. You can see that blue cheese melted down in there. The Get that last little bit of crispy caramelization. Oh, you know we love the crispity bits around here. So, enough of this. I'm gonna go sit down and eat a big old plate of this guy. And hope you guys had a great day. And we'll see you next time. Fuck it, let's cook.